Hello students, let us learn General Science for class 7 from the book Science Squad. Today we are going to learn chapter 9, Soil. In this chapter we shall discuss about the formation of soil, constituents of soil, types of soil, profile of the soil and about soil erosion. Let us begin the chapter. Soil is precious and vital to life on the earth. Without soil, most animal plants could not grow on the land. Without plants, no animals would survive. Soil is a medium that supports the growth of the plants. It contains water in the form of moisture, which the plants draw from it through their roots. Soil also provides minerals to the plants. Let us learn more about the soil. Let us discuss how soil is formed. We know that soil consists of many fragments of rocks. These rocks are constantly being broken down. The process by which rocks are broken down by environment such as sun, water, wind, etc. is called weathering. Weathering helps to produce soil. The nature of the soil depends on the rocks from which it has been formed, the type of vegetation grows in it, the climate of a place. Let us discuss about the constituent of soil. Generally, soil has coarse particles called sand and fine particles called clay. That is, soil has two types of particles. One is coarse and another is fine. They vary in proportions. Some gravel, a few pebbles and few stones. These are constituents of the soil. There will be a coarse particle, there will be a fine particles, there will be a gravel, there will be a pebbles and stones. All types of soil will have the following: water, air, living organisms. Water, that is, soil contains water in the space between the particles of the soil. However, the water level varies. Next is the air. Air is also present in the soil in the space between the soil particles. Living organisms. There will be microorganisms which lives in the soil. It helps to make the soil loose for germination and allow passage of air. And the last is the humus. Humus is nothing but organic matter which is formed by the decayed plants and animal remains. Let us discuss the different types of soil. The soil is classified based on the proportion of the particles having various sizes. One is sandy soil, in which the soil will have more proportion of big particles. Clayey soil, the proportion of the soil will be having more number of fine particles. Loamy soil, it has sand, clay and as well as silt particles. Properties of sandy, clayey and loamy soil. When you see about the sand soil, you can see there is 80% of sand along with some clay and silt. There will be a lot of space for the air between the soil, sand particles, so that water can seep through the sand quickly and it can hold only a little water. If you happen to see the clayey soil, you can see it as mainly fine and sticky. There is no air or space between the particles, and so clay particles absorb water and get swelled. It becomes closer than before. So water can seep through it very slowly and hence it can hold a lot of water. If there is too much of water in the soil, it becomes waterlogged and the plants will die. Loamy soil. It contains 50% of sand, 15% of clay and a humus. So we feel loamy soil is beneficiary because it has got humus, organic matter, which is very important for the plant's growth, and 15% of clay only so that it will not be sticky, and 50% of the soil so that it will have a space, air for the space for quick water sip. It can hold enough air and enough water. Hence, we can say that loamy is the most fertile because of the presence of humus, fertile soil for the plants. Soil profile. The soils have different layers. The three layers of the soil are the topsoil, subsoil and the parent rock. The parent rock is subdivided into weathered parent rock and unweathered parent rock. The layers have been represented as, you can see, topsoil is in A horizon which has humus. The subsoil is the second layer which is the B horizon. C is a weathered parent rock and D is an unweathered parent rock. A horizon, B horizon, C horizon and D horizon. Let us now discuss about various horizons. A horizon represents the uppermost layer which is made up of small grains of rock and decayed matter of plants and animals, that is humus. So uppermost layer will be having only few rocks and it has humus. So we feel it is fertile. It is dark in color as it is rich in humus and minerals. The humus makes the soil fertile and provides nutrient to the growing plants. This layer is generally soft, porous and can retain more water. It includes many living organisms such as worms, rodents, moles and beetles. Horizons. Next is B horizon. B horizon has lesser amount of humus but more number of minerals. It is generally harder and more compact. C horizon is made up of small lumps of rocks with cracks and crevices. D horizon is hard and difficult to dig with a spade and we call this layer as a bedrock. Let us now discuss about the properties of soil. Percolate rate of water in soil. The amount of water passes down through the soil is known as percolation of water. It is measured in milliliters. Percolation is highest in sandy soil and lowest in clayey soil. Moisture in soil. Nothing is the soil moisture content indicates the amount of water present in the soil, that is in the form of water vapor. The amount of water stored in the soil is not constant with time. It varies. Absorption of water takes place by soil, from the soil. The clayey soil retains the highest amount of water while sandy soil store least amount of water. Soil and crops. Different types of soils are found in different parts of India. Soil is affected by wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. The climatic factors and the components of the soil determine the various types of vegetation and crops growing in any region. You can see different plants growing in different types of soils. Clayey and loamy soils are best for wheat and gram. Clayey and loam soil are good for paddy crops. Loamy soil is good for lentils and other pulses. Sandy loam or loamy soil is best for cotton. Soil erosion. The removal of topsoil by water and wind is called soil erosion. What are the causes of soil erosion? Deforestation, overgrazing, forest fires, poor farming methods. Therefore, cutting of trees and deforestation should be prevented and efforts should be made to increase the green areas. Let us have a chapter recap. Soil is a medium that supports the growth of the plants. It is vital for life on earth. The process by which rocks are broken down by environment such as water, wind, snow, frost, sun is called weathering. Humus is a vital constituent of the soil because it holds the moisture and binds the soil particles into little groups. Based on the climate and rocks from which they have been formed, the main kinds of soil involves sandy, clayey and loamy. Soil has three main layers, namely topsoil, subsoil and weathered rock fragments. The removal of a topsoil by water and wind is called soil erosion. This ends chapter 9.